Hello, welcome back. Today we can discuss the myth of inflation. Inflation, all the prices going up and killing us. Yes, it's a big myth around that. So I'm here to discuss that today, and hopefully we can learn something. If you disagree with me, you can always comment and tell me why. Because I'm always in for a good debate. Because if you've been hearing, is Putin war, is the war in the Ukraine. You understand? It's the war in the Ukraine. That's why we don't have wheat. We don't have the prices of oil and gas have gone up. Electricity bills have gone up because it's Putin. Everything is slowly down to Putin. Now that's one of the biggest myths going around, and that's misinformation. And just because that's what the mainstream media is force-feeding you doesn't mean it's true. It's purely down to greed. And that's one of the biggest propagandas that's going around. Putin did you vote for Putin? Did Putin promise to take care of you? That's your local government and your national government that did that. I claim they're looking out for your well-being. Again, when they're talking about this inflation, it started many years ago, decades ago, where we outsourced all our jobs. We decided not to manufacture anything. A lot of goods and services being shipped it off to third world countries because the big corporations needed to make more money because it's down to greed. It's all about making more money. If you make $1 billion this year, next year you want $1.5 billion or $2 billion because that's what the shareholders demand. And if you know anything about what's really going on and you still don't believe, because that is what I'm saying is correct, and you still believe that is the war in Ukraine that is causing the inflation, I can give you some examples, because the media like to spin things either in the favor of the government or the favor of the corporation. They never look out for your interests. Anyhow, we move on. If it was the war in Ukraine, why would the European Union, the US, and all of these other nations, Japan, South Korea, funding the Ukrainians to fight the war? If bit of common sense, if that was the case, why wouldn't we try to broker a peace deal and try to normalize things? Because if it's the Ukrainian war, and that's the main culprit of inflation, won't it be wise to try to stop this war so people don't have to suffer? Unfortunately, it's the opposite way around. It's not Ukraine war. The people that fund the war, it's their war. And it's the European Union, it's the Americans, the Australians, or as we say, the collective West. All the nations mentioned above, that's the collective West. These are the people. Sweden, Finland, Norway, all of these people are funding the war. It's their war. And these people have nothing to do with you. They don't work for you. They just use you. Just take your taxes and increase more security and decrease your freedom. And that's what it's about, controlling you. And if these people really wanted freedom, peace, if they really wanted peace, they would have stopped the war. They have negotiated the war. The war would have never have started in the first place, because all of these people These countries knew since 2014 what Russia and the Minsk agreement was about. And they are not supposed to build up troops near Russia border, or not is going to cause trouble. But they was telling you the opposite. They're saying that it was Russia building up the troops. The war was always going on before that. And Obama and Biden, they created a proxy war in the east of Ukraine, in the Donbass area, in that region that Russia now have and control. So no wheat, no grain, no fertilizer, nothing can come out from there, because we created a global economy where we trade with each other globally. So we depend on each other. But unfortunately, America and the European Union, they have nothing to trade. All they do is bully people to create their wealth. Why would they support the war financially if they want peace? They say one thing, but they actually do another. It's not about Ukraine. Ukraine is just getting used as a pawn. And this inflation is killing us. And if the government was really interested in helping you, the government got the power to freeze prices on everything. Everything. But they won't do that because the government do not work in your interests. The government there is working for the big corporations, big multinational corporations, the rich and wealthy. That's who these people work for, not you. They can care if you die or not. And you need to stop voting for these people, because you vote for these people, it doesn't help. So you can stay home and do something productive to help yourself. Because voting is just a myth to give you the illusion that somehow you can vote for a better future. And you got some say on what is going on or what is happening. And you can control your government. It's a myth. As soon as you vote for that person or party, they get to do what they want. And you can't do nothing about it. Whether you like it or not, you just got to suck it up. You're a chump. All of these wars as well is for profit. Profit. This war ain't going on because they won't help the Ukrainian people. There's a lot of money at stake. So they don't care about inflation. Everybody can get their cut. Since 2020, when the pandemic hit, everybody knew this was a time of crisis, is a time for profits for big business. Everybody can cash in. This is what you call profiteering. It's racketeering as well. Racketeering, because the politicians are involved. And all of them need to be locked up. And if you think that your the war is still pushing up your prices, then you don't know about OPEC, the oil cartel. These people meet, sit down around a table and discuss if they can produce more oil or if they can decrease, so they can manipulate the prices. And they always do it in their favor. It always goes up. It don't goes down. And then if they want it at, say, I can use US dollars, say $2 a gallon. Now they will sit around and they will push up the price or create some kind of crisis around the world, or when some kind of crisis create around the world, they will latch on to it and they will push up the prices. And they want it was at 150 and now they want it at $2. So they'll go up to 250. Then after about 4 or 5 months, they will settle for 2. That's how these people work. And they why would they try to help the inflation by making prices the oil price goes down? Why a barrel now is 130 or 100, soon 150 it would be. Why would they want when they're profiting from the price high prices? That's common sense. And the government got the power to regulate the industries that trying to profit in this time. But they won't do it because they are not interested in you. And if you still think that the government interested in you, you're a chump. You're an idiot to believing that your government actually believing in you and trying to help you. They're not going to helping you. They're robbing you. The poorer you are, the easier you are to control. Case closed. They always say that it's Putin. It's Putin. I don't support Putin because all governments are the same. All governments are the same. You just got to look for the truth. And at the moment now, they're saying Putin is stopping rice and grain and fertilizer and stuff and wheat from leaving the ports. If that's the case, why not? Why not create peace? But it's not about peace. As Biden said, he wants the ruble to be a rumbles. That's Biden said that. That's he trying to crash the Russian economy. But unfortunately, it has backfire. Germany and Italy have now decided now that they are going to buy their oil in rubles. Before they said, no, we're not going to pay. When push comes to shove, they agree. Excuse me. They agree to pay now in rubles. Why? Because there's no way out. They are heavy dependent on Russian oil and gas. Don't let no person fool you. And it's all greed and corruption. There's not a shortage at the moment for oil and gas. There's no shortage. But there's just panic in the market. And all that is created. All that's created to make profits, short-term goals on Wall Street. And in Wall Street, that term is called STM. Stress the markets. You create illusion. Send people into panic because they get the media to do that. They feed these stories to the media and tell them focus on that. And once you hear that 24/7 on CNN, BBC and Sky and all these things, you can start to believe it's true. It's all short-term gains, profit. As soon as this war in Ukraine over, it's going to be something different. They're going to start a next panic and start to do something next. These people have an agenda. Inflation can be stopped today like that. All the governments have to do is work together. The same collective governments. If they decided to freeze the market, say nobody can raise prices. The government's supposed to control these corporations, not the corporations controlling them. They can freeze all debt as well, just like that. Remember 2008 when it crashed? The market crashed? Obama and every person said they are too big to fail. Pump money into the market, just like that. But they ain't pumping money into the market to help you. So you're a chump to believe that going and voting and listening to these people is somehow going to benefit you. You're wrong. Your government can cut taxes, do everything possible. No, they can say no taxes is on the gas and oil. If the oil companies decided, okay, they up their prices. There's a lot of taxes on the gas and diesel and the food stuff and stuff. So they can cut the taxes and say, okay, these things this is gonna be duty free. The prices gotta go down. But they don't want you to have no money in your pocket. The government is there to control you. As soon as you step up the line, crack your skull, put you in prison, silence you. Once again, just remember, it's not the war in Ukraine. Because if it was the war in Ukraine, we'd be looking at peace. Inflation is greed, strictly down to greed and corruption. Anyhow, if these corporations just make a little less money, they still profit, but if they make a little less money, somehow that's not good for business. So they want to take it from you. And it's not Putin, it's not Ukraine. It's just down to bad politics. Stupidity. It's a war for profit is going on. 54 billion, it was 53, 54 billion have come out now. Because we count in Japan and South Korea and they say too. $500 million each. 54 billion have been out, is out now to Ukraine. Where that money is going to go, nobody knows. Anyhow, take care and hopefully I catch you another time. Like, share and subscribe, because these videos I doing is not going to be on an algorithm where it's going to be suggested to people, because they want to keep you down. The less you know, the better for them. Make it easier to control. Knowledge is power. And that's why there's a lot of misinformation. And now the Biden and administration trying to have a ministry of truth to protect you. It's crazy. They don't want to protect you. They want to protect big corporation and themselves. They want to keep the narrative. And they want to keep you dumb and stupid. Anyhow, take care again. Like, share, and subscribe. And I can catch you on another one. Hopefully soon. Bye.